Hello and welcome to this episode of a special program coming to you live from Juba with me, Agwega Jing. I am honored to be joined by the team from South Sudan Association of Contractors who are going to talk to me on this special program. Of course, gentlemen, you're welcome to this special program.
Thank you very much.
I am honored to introduce Engineer Malish, who is also the chairperson of Contractors Association of South Sudan. I have Atem Peter, who is a advisor of the association. I also have Bantor, who is a member of the association. You are welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to have you to discuss the current status of South Sudan Contractors Association. Let me start with Malish briefly to introduce yourself and let the public know who is Malish, the current chair of South Sudan Contractors Association.
Thank you, Guy. My name is Mr. Malish Martin Joseph Ramba, and I'm the chair of the Contractors Association of the Republic of South Sudan. The association has been founded with the objective of improving the economy of this country to ensure that contractors perform well and they are being empowered and their interests protected so that they're able to give services to this country, and also to make the private sector attractive so that the public sector will not suffer. The idea is if the private sector is not strong enough, the public sector will not run well, because the majority of our citizens will be employed in the private sector, and which is why we are saying the association must do well and all companies and contractors must succeed and provide job opportunities so that we remove people away from the public sector to the private. And this is the purpose for which the Association of South Sudan Contractors exists.
Thank you, Malish. Atem Peter.
Oh, thank
Tell
you,
us.
thank you, my brother. I'm Peter Atem, Ngor, and a member of the association and advisor. We formed it on 2011 to 2010 because we have been trained by the USA and government of South Sudan. We are proud of the nation to give back to the community and to make sure to volunteer and to put love of the country in our hand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bantor
Tuom Gai, ممثل subcontractors.
Thank you. Thank you. You are welcome once again, gentlemen, to this special program. We're going to talk mainly on the status of the Contractors Associations of South Sudan. As you have mentioned earlier, few objectives of why it was established. We are going also to talk about the implementations of the projects, if there is anything that the association had ever implemented earlier. Then we're also going to look at the challenges and the plans that you have in boosting or supporting the economic growth of this country. To start with, I wanted to take this to Mr. Atem Ngor to deliberate much on when was the association established, Atem, and then what have you achieved so far since the establishment?
Okay, thank you, my John Agwek, and I say you call Agwek now because I love your program all the time. You know, when we started the association, we 2010 to 2011, we have been trained at Bay 1, Bay 2, those are Malaysia Bay 2, and we are Bay 1, and those are Bay Prism. A lot of companies have been trained by the USA how to do a capacity building and means of road under Dr. Wani and Engineer Mapur. And this one was successful. When I've been formed, when only bring diversity, before that, Apanad are not there in the system, and some from Migator, some from Barkazar, and this is why that association to bring the view of the contractors. And I want to work with the USA or work with the government. So then, when one contractor have a problem with the government or with the NGOs or with the UN agency, we come in and intervene because we are bridge to narrow the gap. What is the difference? What is the problem? Or when our contractor have a problem, we come in to advise them what to be done. These are our achievements. Two, we are one another problem like when the road are cut off from here to Juba Mandiri or from where, we take the risk and open the road with the Minister of Road like Simon Major 2014 and open the Juba Mandiri. I done like 700 kilometers maintenance, and the bridge is from Tori to Juba Bor, not from Juba Bor to Juba Bor bridges and Juba Tori Kapota bridges. That measurement, the same 2020, the same 2019. This is why association we must support it. We are telling the people working hard to make sure our public to give a service what government has done to be done. This is our job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, I need to answer the same question also in another angle. The question is, what has the association done? And what are its achievements and challenges? The association is a great body and institution that has been doing a lot of work. And on the onset, we started by trying to work on the legal framework. We discovered that the business environment has never been favorable for our citizens. And in that note, Association of South Sudan Contractors is one of the institutions, if you remember well, way back in 2017, 2018, in our parliament, the Procurement Act of the Republic of South Sudan, the Association of South Sudan Contractors is a key player in the production of that document, and in making sure that the interest of this country is being factored into the Procurement Act. I want to quote, when you go to section 37 of the Procurement Act, it says, subsection 5, article Roman number 1 says that if funding of any project is by the government of the Republic of South Sudan, 100% of those jobs must be done by South Sudanese citizens. That inclusion of that article has been a very big breakthrough. And I want to say that the Procurement Act of the Republic, the association has been on the forefront to ensure that it is pushed and they signed into law in 2018 by His Excellency the President. And that Procurement Act is setting the agenda and trying to make the ground ready for the country to go in the right direction. Because without procurement, this corruption that you are talking about is difficult to control. But if there's a Procurement Act that is able to ensure that the resources of this country, nobody takes to play with them. If you do, then you will be caught by somebody later, because there is already a procedure. Number two, we have regulation issued. Regulation 2021 issued. And that regulation has made a very nice provisions for the citizens of this country. It's now the problem of the public sector to enforce and ask and call for enforcement of the regulation. And to us as an association contractor, that is an achievement. Because right now, there are certain businesses or certain contracts that are specifically for locals. And that to us is important because it creates job opportunities for our people and it removes them away from the public sector to the private sector, so that the private sector become more attractive. And the people will find placement when they are there in the private sector. So we as an association of contractors, have been in the forefront to sponsor some of these regulations. And when it comes to challenges, we'll talk later.
Okay.
But the challenges are there. I will give chance to my brothers.
Yes, Chief.
شكرا جزيلا للفرصة. زي ما ذكر الإخوة في الاستديو، حقيقة الاتحاد بتاعت المقاولين شغالين في الطرق والجسور من أهم الجسم في الدولة، ومن أدوار بتاعت الاتحاد هي بتربط الحكومة مع الشركات الوطنية والأجنبية اللي بيشتغلوا في المجال بتاعت الطرق والجسور. وعلى سبيل المثال زي ما ذكر الأخ بيتر أتيم، 2022 الشوارع قطع في الغرب الاستوائية، الاتحاد بذل مجهودات بتاعه، نسق مع وزارة الطرق والجسور وقام بالصيانة بتاعت الطرق عشان يساعد بالحركة بتاعت المواطنين في الغرب الاستوائية.
So the association is the link between the government and the private sector.
Yeah.
So how far have you reached now with the linking between association and the government when it comes to privileges like contract and stuff?
Let me come in. The problem here, John Agwek or my brother Agwek, I know the John is in my mind. The problem of South Sudan, who don't believe person. There's some government office that still continue, don't empower the citizen. And there's some office that are not considered as less means of road that are trying to bring that sector up. But other one, the other ministry, is different.
What do you mean by saying you don't believe? And Malik mentioned earlier that the law said any privileges that comes should be first go to South Sudan.
That one not been applied.
Okay. Implementation.
It will not be implemented.
Okay.
It's supposed to be implemented by housing. Means of housing to be regulated to oversee the government building. One. Two. And that other one like there's some building for the president and other thing and the government, whatever institution, maintenance of the housing, whatever, is going to be done by the local. You power your own citizens, when they are coming, but they don't do it. They believe on somebody, maybe white or whatever, who don't believe for ourselves. I'm sorry to say that one. Let them watch well, because South Sudan belongs to us. We are one who fought this country to be here and vote for separation. And we like our leaders, the parliament, we like our president, because it's the first, the black president, Salva Kiir Mayardit, of South Sudanese people. We like for him. And plus the ministers, where are your colleagues? But people are still, like state, whatever, they don't give him power. When you give everyone in power, then nobody go to the bush.
Now Atem, you are the advisor of the association, and you have seen the challenges, and I think he's talking about the challenges that the association is facing. What are you doing as an advisor of the association to make sure that such issues are addressed? Because one of the objectives of forming this association of Contractors Association is to make sure that such issues are corrected on time within the law. So what are you doing?
The problem we are trying, but it's difficult. But I still continue. It's taking slowly. Because when we kill this thing, all these things, we have advised our government, let that own South Sudan in our heart. When you power your own citizen, like John, let me talk to you well. I'm not a contractor. I come from a background of humanitarian. I'm a SPLA. When I been removed from the army, I been taken to 1987 by Kwalmanyang and the rest, and I been trained in SPLA engineering, technical engineer, or just on the bridge we can do it. The problem we have been trained to come and build a school in South Sudan, and plus the school, hospital, road, whatever. We are 1,500. When we come to Juba, they've been abandoned by the government of South Sudan. It's supposed to use the SPLA to improve the road, to improve agriculture, but then I see we cannot apply in the SPLA. That's why I been removed by Dr. Jimmy Hus from 205, 206, when Salva Kiir going to Magali to apply the Division 7, Division 8, whatever, when the Division 2, when the delegation in Magali. When the CNC went to Magali, in Achua Bridge, the one vehicle, Jeep number 3, for the escort, walk up to Kubur, the Achua. Now it comes difficult. It will take like some good hours. But I will remove that 1 hour. So Bakir went to Nimali. We have been called by the security guy, because I'm a part of security that time. I'm in security service. They call us, go and maintain that road, that bridge now. When my colleague Marum Agri and someone called Wani from Madi, we come and maintain that bridges. After we maintain the bridge, we sleep there. We cannot move. Until the president finished that time, they say, okay, when president come from there, go the road. Because that time, Sulphur done all this tiger. We are one his bodyguard at that time. We are close to Sulphur. We are security to protect him. We protect the bridge, 1 kilo, 1 kilo. When the president come, they pass the go. After they go there to Juba, I be called by Jimmy Hus. From today, go and maintain the bridge. Don't be there, because we want to bring people from Kledongo, want to bring people from Biali, Rainakam, and plus Ibo. We are going to bring, and Kakuma, we are going to bring people of Labone, they are going back to Devon for sunset. This is why I have been brought there. When I have been brought there, I practiced that thing to work free, the bridges. I maintain that bridges. After I maintain the bridges, the Minister of Road said that, how much do you want? I don't know that money that time. I said, give me 100,000 dinar. That one is dinar that time, not pound. And they said that money cannot be enough for you. I don't want to do with the money. Because I want to buy some material, I want to buy generator to welding, and we came from the timber on the bridge and put a plate. This way I come to that business to do that thing. And now that one, they say, okay, you register rhino. When I register rhino, when I go to some meeting, they say the MD of rhino is coming. I don't know when I'm a boss, because that's it. I come there, I'm from humanitarian. Because a goodwill, I've been trained by the SPLA to love the country and to build our country. This is why I've been trained. I'm not a contractor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Malik, okay, thank you, welcome.
We are talking about the issue of linkages between the association and the government.
Yes. When it comes to privileges. Yes.
It is unfortunate that a few of our government officials understand the importance of the private sector. Sometimes some of us, if we want to meet them, we take hours or even days, we fail to meet some of these government officials. Not knowing that what we are doing is going to link it, it is synergy. The private sector is extremely important. And our leaders, they come to understand the importance of what we want them to do when they're out of office. Some of them, when they're removed by decrees and they come and talk to them later,
they will know.
They will now understand why it's important to put the private sector working. Because one day when you leave the public sector, you come to the private sector. When we say let us implement the laws, let us make the private sector attractive, and let us make the public sector less attractive. Today, South Sudanese want to be president, want to be governors, want to be whatever. Because it's easy to get money from there. But that's not how life is all over the world. The life is in the private sector. Life is private. Government, public sector is for everybody. If you eat beyond your salary, you are a thief. That's what I have to say. And you are not living within your means. The law is after you one day. And that's why we say let us make our private sector attractive.
Yeah.
Let the people be working. Let them be in agriculture. Let them
What do you think can be done to?
Now, what can be done is we keep talking, as Atem said. We have not stopped talking. We have not stopped lobbying. We keep telling our people and our leaders, if you have a chance, please empower the people. Make way for them. If you are the law enforcing agent, you are a leader there. Enforce the laws as they are. Make sure that people abide by them. Like Regulation 2021. Nobody is making use of that. The Procurement Act is very good. We want to thank the government. It's very serious on it. President Kira has already instituted the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Authority. The very big office now. We are heading very well. I'm very sure by the end of this year, going to next year, we'll now use the proper procurement system for our entire government.
But having mentioned the challenges that the association is going through, not be able to get some privileges, how are you going to succeed? Even if the procurement...
Because we are not complainers. We are people who work. We also struggle. I'm also telling our people, don't sit down and complain. The best thing you can do is do what you can with your means and do something good for your country. Because you have no time. We will not pause our time to wait for somebody else. And then we say we are not growing. We are waiting to grow maybe after some 100 years later. God give us our time. Once it expires, guy will go to the grave. And if you don't do something right now, we'll be done, we'll be useless. So we have to do something for our country, give services, do good things for humanity, and leave a legacy, and go back to the grave. And our spirit go back to God Almighty, who brought us here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Bantor, I understand your association is linking the government. Yeah, and Tawan, most of the South Sudanese, Kazakhstan, people living in rural area, Malakal, Wow, Yambio, and everywhere, they rely on the government. And the government rely on the private sector. And you have mentioned very good that into the, as an association, you come in if there is a problem. So now, why can't you come in to support people like in Malakal, who need Malakal to be connected to Ring, from Ring to Bor, from Bor to Wow, from Wow to Yambio? Why is the association not doing that?
Okay. شكرا مرة الأخرى. حقيقة نحن كاتحاد وكسب كونتراكترز متحدين وساحرين ليلا ونهارا عشان نحن نربط ولاية آل النيل مع العاصمة جنوب السودان في ناحية بتاعت الطرق والجسور. فكما حصل كارثة في السودان اللي هو كارثة الحرب، we mobilize إنه نحن بندخل الآليات بتاعتنا بطريقة السودان، لأنه صعب جدا to mobilize the equipment from Juba up to Malakal. فحاولنا ان احنا ندخل من طريقة الخرطوم لملكال بكون اقرب وباقل تكاليف، لكن كما حصل الحدث في السودان فما قدرنا. بالتالي حاولنا ان احنا برضو ندخل باتجاه البور ايود ناصر حتى ما يصل في ولاية على النيل، ثم من على النيل الاتجاه الغربي مناطق الوحدة وإدارية روي. وواجهنا تحديات في الناحية الأمنية في الكوميونيتيز عايشين أو الممرات اللي بتدي للولاية على النيل، زي الكوميونيتيز بتاع لونوير مع مجتمع مرلي فده تحديات أمنية واجهت شركات فحتى الإشارة قطع من بور بمسافة 120 كيلو بوش كليرن هو يتعمل برضه واجهنا الظروف بتاعت المطر الشغل بتاعت الشوارع ما بتعمل في الوقت الخريف بالذات بوش كليرن وقاعد تكون صعب جدا فده السببين اللي خلانا انه الشارع ما وصل للشعبنا في ولاية على النيل ملكال وإن شاء الله إشارة هيوصلهم بعد الخريف إن شاء الله.
So now what are you doing here in the city? I understand you can also support the government and the private sector. I understand a referendum road is terrible, other roads are also terrible. Can you come in and support the government as a private sector in such a manner?
Okay.
Okay, let me put it like this. My brother talked nicely. You know, the problem of South Sudan is two things, element of called tribalism. Animal, enemy of South Sudan, something we don't accept ourselves. You know, when Borkadian people go there and make a big clearing, they done well. And we try, and the Minister of Road and plus ARC, they try to employ people from that area to continue working so from Bor to Gadian. And that time, very fortunate. I put out the club, I mean, the mother in the Doza. Was the better. Arakulu, Katulnat command. Not Jana Badun Kumaja. And the same community is supposed to understand.
Benefit from the road.
Benefit of the road. Because road is being business. Maragana, there will give Musaipa, we give a charity board, and whatever. But the problem, security focus, because that one, I told that time. Yeah. Because there are a lot of robots there, like a ritual, whatever, that's still there on Panjak area. And this thing cannot move, is one. When each of challenges is the payment of the contractor. Subcontractors have not been paid for a long time. And they were all the work is stopping. And supposed to be paid because of current war in Sudan, all the payment of the contractors is gone. And now, and that contractor become a big victim. Some have killed themselves, some have been arrested. And this is why all the things are not going. When you are talking like this one, I want to do that one from Arandom to Magatena to New Side. But we come like this, community not allowed you to leave the way because we build on the road.
The road.
You see? And now, and the big house of $1 million, when you demolish, what do you get $1 million to pay that guy? They were all see the university come flat because those weapons with your core, what about Abuto? Abuto cannot be your core, this is a problem. And this is why the things are not moving. And CC in our and now, number two, national government and private state, they are not united. There's something can be done by state, and the something can be done by national government, the something can be done by county. But when the Minister of Finance is supposed to release the money to the state, this what happened now. The payment is the problem.
So the payment is the problem.
Okay.
That's why the road is hanging.
All of road are hanging. Because you cannot get anything. Because you cannot work because the machine, their gas. Their sham. Their, hydraulic and filters. To make a service. Like the human being, don't like Jakarta, they insan. They are cool. Jantu the of Madrasa. This is why the government of South Sudan, sometimes you close your eyes, and when I see my colleague in Parliament.
Okay.
Let me come in.
Thank you. Let's go for a short break.
Okay.
Let's now go for a short break. We'll come back and discuss more on this topic. Thank you. Welcome back from that short break. You are still watching SSBC coming to you live from Juba with me, Agwega Jing, the host of this special program. And of course, I am in the studio with a team of engineers from South Sudan Association of Contractors. I have Malish, who is the chairperson, and I also have Atem, who is an advisor. I have Bantor, who is a member of the association, and they are discussing the status of Association of Contractors in South Sudan, given the fact that South Sudan need a lot of work to be done, especially when it comes to construction networking around the city. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We were discussing the issue of the challenges, the financing, the association, the financing, the contractors, and so forth. But initially, they said always that when you are given a contract, this is from the view of the public. Most of you, when you get the contract, you end up not even fulfilling the work that was given to you. For example, the referendum roads, when it started, almost finishing. But in the process, I think it ended up somewhere. And he mentioned it very clear now that he was the one in charge, and he didn't complete it. I don't know whether it was the issue of the funds that did not make him finish, or the issue of the people that are blocking, the development. So what can you say on that as a chairperson?
Okay.
And what modalities are you putting down to make sure that, in case of anything, people affected by the roads, they can be compensated by the government?
Okay, thank you very much. To bring you to the understanding of contracting. Contracting is a very, very good thing. And when you go into contracts has about 3 people who are key players. We have the client, who is the owner of the project, in this case the government of the republic, and in particular the Minister of Road. They are the owners of the project. Then you have the contractor. The contractor is the implementer. He's the one who is going to carry out the project on the ground. Then you have the consultant. The consultant is the eye of the client, because the client may not know exactly that the contractor is doing the work according to the specification. Because the client gives the contractor the work with the specification, like the road, what size of the road, how many layers to be put. All this, it is being designed by the client. Now, when it comes to this contracting business, the client pays, the consultant supervises the contractor to ensure that there's equality of work and the work is finished within the time frame. A contract is time bound. So, when it comes to contract not being implemented well in this republic, there are so many factors that play into that. Number one, people may give contract to somebody who is not qualified. I may go, because of corruption issues, I go and pick my brother and give him a contract.
But when the person is given a contract, don't you have a privilege or a chance as a national association
you
listen
to me. I'm coming there. I want to give you the background of some of these weaknesses, which is now smeared on the entire country. Back when the Dura sagas, let me go back to the history of corruption in this country. The Dura saga and other corruption that took place. It is because 2 people who have no knowledge about these issues get engaged in matters they don't know anything. Somebody with the power to make the decision to give a contract, and another one is given the opportunity to implement a contract. Both people don't know what they are doing. And in the process, the government loses a lot of money. When you have to get a contract, you go through a process. Select the most qualified South Sudanese and award him the contract and pay for it. Even with the good intention, even with the nationalism we have, with the patriotism I have, without the money, what can I do with it? It is nothing. But if you get a South Sudanese who is qualified and they do the job, everything goes well. So the idea that South Sudanese they don't know how to do the work is because 2 South Sudanese, one who doesn't know how to get the person who knows the work, getting another person who doesn't know the work, and they get engaged in our name as a country, and they spoil everything for us. We look like we don't know anything. No, there are more qualified South Sudanese in this country who can do better work. If you go all over the world, you'll find South Sudanese are actually leading in most things, in technology across the globe. So we are not just a laughing stock. We have all the kind of expertise.
Your friend was given a contract of the referendum road, and he didn't complete it.
No, we did that one. There's no payment that time. And I pay money graveyard. Sometimes the graveyard, I pay 35 grave because environment not allowed me to do something. Somebody being buried there. And I pay, and until I end up, I surrender. I did it. After new side, I finished. when I give a contract, I'm in Jubanima Road. I do Jubanima Road. I've been sent by the Minister of Road. Under my road, when I tell you how much my contract is 1.5 billion, another 5 billion pounds. When the 5 billion calculate already of the day of 500, $1 million. But we are doing almost 92 kilos. We are suffering there, no fuel. But the country is ours. The government is our government. There's not another government again. When I heard from my colleague, let me come to the business of challenges. When I heard from my colleague in Parliament, Comrade Wiyet, Deputy Speaker, suspend the structures, oil-based structures. I surprised. It's right, our civil service to be paid. It's good. Because without pay them, there's no government. But supposed to be a month, after 3 months, you pay the people all, the new government. After 2 months, you pay the contractor. This is why now the whole contractor now. But let me come to that thing. We have faced a lot of challenges because all subcontractors who have a contract with ARC are not being paid. And they come to our office every time. When we go to ARC, they say next week. And we tell the contractor after 2 weeks come. Like that, until we said that we cannot negotiate again with the ARC. Now, when we talk to ARC Atem Peter and Malish, oil have been cut it when there is a block of Sudan war. They were the control and not been paid. It's okay. But when I heard from my brother, when you pay the people, you work in the government at 10%. But the rural area are many at 30 million. What is it done to them? Mara Malan Kandari Jim in Bargadal, Pujama Jim. When you have a medicine here for Minister of Health, how do you take them there to Bargadal? How do you take them to Yambi? How do you take them to Tori? Let's balance something, the issue of that thing. And the way we went that Myanmar and meet the deputy chair, we tell them, you're right, you don't suspend that thing, but you never modality how to make a balance between the government, the army to be paid, and the National Kalpa Uzara to be paid, balance them. We are waiting for 2 years, the contractors, and some are a majority of Habaj and Nigerian. And the Nigerian, all the time, we have a debt in America and invested money there on the road to the ARC. When you don't pay the money back in the bank, maybe aware, unaware, it takes more drinking. Tomorrow, they hang himself. Majority of Habaj are dying every day. And this is why we are appealing to the government, Southern, I went to the parliament.
Is it because they are not paid?
They are not paying. And they have a debt, because when you are doing the road, you borrow money somewhere, either the bank, other many people are in the jail. Like that third guy called Dude in the jail, and this guy called Amule has been arrested. And many people have been arrested because they take fuel from Somalia, but they cannot able to pay back. And when they come to association, we give our view to ARC and we talk to the parliament to look oversee how to pay this thing, because we don't need these people and they need whatever and mobilize and can go to East Africa or you block that one. To make internal, it's a damage to the country and a damage to the contractor and damage to us, we citizens of South Sudan, who are not able to treat for someone who invests his money in South Sudan. This is why we said that it needs to be balanced. The government of South Sudan sit down and see each of the ARC, how to pay the ARC back the money, or can I stop the oil? But
ARC was awarded with crude oil to construct the roads.
Yeah, it's awarded, but the oil it want to be stopping now. According to the parliament, to pay the government service. Because
so why are they still, demanding the payment when the crude oil was awarded to the company?
ARC, you get a contract, but they open the money road, and the contract is too expensive to maintain that thing. The ability to pay the contractor is difficult. Bring the bitumen is difficult. Aggregate, the big crash is difficult. Even TNT. It's too expensive. Number two, they make a big road, 8 lane is wrong. One is me. Like a borrow 200 kilo and a 4 lane. It's about to be a 2 lane, it can go to a youth. It's good to drive the nice road, but how long you are going to reach? Because the money can be finished before any the decision you need to Marakan. And this is why I need people Makani road, but we need 2 lanes. The same Barkadal, the same Yambio, the same Ye, the same Kaya, whatever, across the Benjala, Bibor. We need us to focus. This government South Sudan to look and pay the RC and the contractors to be paid. That partner.
Thank you, Atem. Thank you, Atem. Let me take it to Bantor. Bantor, so many people are criticizing the material into subcontractors or ARC and any other contractors are using, especially when it comes to road constructions. As an association that is independent to see or oversee the activities of the constructions, whether within Juba or outside Juba, that the material you are using are not lasting. I'm sure you might have seen over the first few weeks, people are complaining in Irul East and some part of Bahar Ghazal that the road is already cut, flooded away by the water. So what are you doing as an association to make sure that anybody given contract, make sure bring proper material so that the road again is not washed away by the water?
Okay, شكرا. نحن كالاتحاد حقيقة الشارع بارغزال نحن شغالين حاليا ف quality بتاعه كويس من أجود، لكن في واحد من الأسباب الشارع عنده مراحل. المرحلة الأولى بوش كليرن، المرحلة الثانية انباكمن، المرحلة الثالثة أسفلت، ومنه ده بيكون آخر مرحلة. فإذا نحن شغالين في المرحلة الثانية اللي هو توب انباكمن بتعامل باللوكال ماتيريالز زي الطين العادي قبل ما تخط الرتمية عليه، فالناس ما بيشوفوا الكواليتي بتاعت الشارع زيه زي أي محل انت ردمته بطين، فما بيكون عنده كواليتي لو صب مطر وناس ما صبروا يقفوا عشان يخلوا برضو الشمس يضرب الشارع، فما بيكون ناس بيشوف الزول اللي ما عنده علاقة بالهندسة ما حيقدر يفهمه، هو حيشوف انه الشارع ده ما يتعامل بطريقة كويس هندسية. لكن الديزاين اللي احنا شغالين به معتمد من وزارة طرق والجسور بتاعت جنوب السودان، فنحن ما علينا ننفذ كسب كونتراكترز، وفي كونسلتنتس برضو من وزارة طرق والجسور بشرف زي انت لو عملت 5 كيلو او 2 كيلو ما حتمشي قدام الا يعمل ابروبل عشان انت تمشي للمراحل الثانية. فده المشكلة بتاعت البيمن كما ذكر الاخوة، عشان كده ناس ما خطوا للميرم، لكن غريبا ان شاء الله المواطنين بتاعنا هيشوفوا الكواليتي بتاعت الشارع.
Let me come in. These are contractors for Bargadal.
Okay.
And is a victim. We are association. And this is why we brought them in. People to listen. You know the road of Bargadal, a road of bore. Road of bore have been finishing, water flowing. No, nothing, market out. But Bargadal road have been done, but the bad thing, Malde, the Kultoj, the Bargadal. The culvert are needing so many. Like from Awarial, Minini, Kaltok, Lakat Rumbek East, it's Lakat Banam Rumbek East, it's difficult. You need more culvert before their income. So, then my brother talked nicely, because embankment, you put the embankment on the local material. You compact because it's told, because water cannot tolerate, cannot, Mabagata, my Mabdekal Joa. And that one you seal with some, you put two layer of maram, and control you put a stone base and for a crash, maram. Now, Bargadaro, let me ask Bargadal community. When I see in the page, people have put negative things. you are getting the blessing because that road now, ma gata, can gata, ARC bija gata amul malde, arabar grow Bargadal. For that year, the no people go to Bargadal. Sometimes can mother jacketing. Someone amulde, 2022, 2019 gata. 2020 I go, I went there. 2020 I went myself. I be sent by the means of road to make sure to open the road from Toy. When the even I map door. But the problem this year are about the door. What they needed to be focused to put ARC pressure to put more culvert on the road.
And I think that's what they are saying.
Yeah, and no, it's coming because it's too expensive. Because I want to tell you, we need fuel, we need everything. The government supposed to pay ARC, and the ARC can do that thing nicely. Now too, like Upper Nile, when I get called with Malacan with Marai, remember? Upper Nile, they need a road from here to Malacan. You cannot go to Malacan without making the Bo road out to Ayut, out to what? Yintar Malwal. When you are to Yintar Malwal, you can take the Maram from Juba, Maram from Mangala, aggregate from Mangala, Nanda from Bilnyang. They don't know where aggregate there. Mine Hajar to Upper Nile. The same Bargadal, some place like I will eat. Mine the Maram. You carry Maram in Warwil, or you carry Maram in a Wild House. To Malengal, taking the other side. This is why our people have not been patient in Bargadal there. Because that's to be done. But this is why I said that the government supposed to pay ARC and people can be enjoying the road. Now, when we are coming, we are talking to Malay that time. And some people from ARC, we tell them, you focus on maintenance. You, as a second, we said that you focus on the maintenance from here to Yambio, from here to Kapota, Natapal, and from here to Bargadal. Malacan can access because it's blood. But each of the road on the road, you cannot do the road to Malacan. Malacan is isolated. And then you go by plane. Because our brother here, I'm Upper Nile. But we are more crazy in Upper Nile. We are crazy people in South Sudan. Because we don't think about the humanity. Our people can take rest in Upper Nile. For how long? From 1987, up to 91, up to whatever, until now. We are not united in Upper Nile. We don't have a grandfather in Upper Nile. And our leader don't look that one. Our comrade Yang Machar and Taban and Kwalmanyan. How long we going to get peace in Upper Nile? And people of the Murle community. When how long we going to get peace? We need peace. When do the peace, the road can be there.
What are we doing? You are the son of Upper Nile.
I'm a son of Upper Nile.
Okay, let's come in. Let's come to the point. I want to hit on the issue of the quality of the road. The issue of the quality of the road is a very, very important issue. And we need to bring our people, our listeners, into speed into this matter. When a road is going to be done, as I said earlier on, the client who is the owner of the road, who is the government himself, they are the owners, they design the road. And when they design the road, they consider many things. The cost of the road is being considered during the design.
Yes.
And they could take into consideration which elements go into making the road. Do you want to build the road using Maram all the way from first layer up to the last? Or do you want to build the road using the local material up to a certain level and then you use the Maram for finishing? In most cases in Africa, we use the local available material because it's cheaper. You bring from the next locality in the neighborhood, less than 2 kilometers away from the road, and you put on the road. And those layers are being put stage by stage. The thickest is 20 centimeters. You put the material, you spread them 20 centimeters layer, and you are able to compact to achieve the quality that is required. And after compacting that layer, before you put another material, it is to be tested first. When it passes, then you will be given a go-ahead to put the next layer. And then that is how the road is being built stage by stage. And it is the responsibility of the consultant and the client to ensure that the contractor is to that. And the contractor also must protect themselves to ensure that their work must be certified and tested. And that's why we are telling our members, as members of the Contractors Association, you demand for quality, demand for justification, demand for accountability. Don't you just go and then say that this client is relaxed and then you want to do something which is shoddy. Because it will count on you. If the road settles and it is poor, it fails, so you need to be arrested.
So Malish, what are you saying? Are you saying the roads that is connecting Bahar Ghazal, especially the one happening now in Urul, is because of the poor material or the lack of professional?
Combination of factors. Okay. Number one, if there's a water, if it's a waterway, If you are building it, consider the passage of water.
Yes.
Never block water, whatever. If you are doing embankment, make provision for water to pass, even temporary culverts. So that when it is raining, water can pass. Because that is a flat ground, we have what we call equalizing culverts. You put culvert at 90 degrees level. So if it rains this side of the world, water can flow from here to that side. If it rains the other side, water can flow from here, there to the other side. So that it has no chance of flooding or washing away the embankment or the road. So it doesn't imply quality, maybe laxity in the side of both contractor, client, and the consultant. The three people did not work together to ensure that when they are building the road stage by stage, they consider the important aspects of the road to ensure that drainage is always made available when you're doing it. Because if you don't do it, people will be inside water.
Thank you.
Let me come in. The problem what Malay said, it is a state government. When they are working there, a state government put the eye and means of road. And the means of road, the government also want to bring them money to pay them and accommodate them. But when you don't pay them, when you don't pay when you pay them 20,000 pounds, this engineer from the ministry, this thing can survive. And I waiting for 10 months. This thing will be of quality engineering, mat bigitamun lamulu ajan mun bamu tokor. Why? It means the governor of state where ARC is working put the eye when they regard ARC missing, they will have in. They show bed who could gather. Being trained must be give 20,000 liters to ARC and some food. Because this was the money to work. And they bring machine and they open the road until night. Yala jurupile ta kesin marti ma chakal. Ya wode to ke chakal again ke chakal bele na yino. Ai so me de bara kana put comment. Because when Facebook you put something kala pura jab ye taraga tagere. This is why. And this thing real is follow. One this one kama this tija daina gata kama ring kama ja tija pada rumbeki. Mano ulaya ke take ownership. When we are on the side, chala jib kana moya. Ana contractor, I'll be happy. But I have you are bamu chocolate native.
But you have money. How would you be given Ganamaya?
But where can go madapana?
That's not the problem of the state.
No, state is responsibility because I'm that is the one who presents al fakir. State ownership of the road. But you will appeal to the government South Sudan every year. Damada dimna alif consume $. Will state. I can put down maintenance. But I don't know finance. That finance ministry will left the 30% to the state. But suppose to give some money to the state, it can be padanat, it says Bramu Chokotomon, and the post. They can call the contractor.
Thank you very much, Atem. Bantor, because of time, I think you'll give us your last minute. Yeah. Welcome.
بالنسبة للشوارع الداخلية زي ما أنت ذكرت فحقيقة ARC بذل مجهود بتاعه شهر 3 عدى كل الشوارع للشركات الوطنية عشان يعمل كونكس للشوارع الداخلية مش شهر الرفراندم براو هم 13 شركة والشركات بدأوا يشتغل حتى لو بتشوف سوق ماليشيا إشارة من سوق ماليشيا ماشي لاتجاه المنقتين برضو اتفتح برضو اتجاه كودلات في شوارع برضو اتفتح برضو من اتجاه لو للروك سيتي برضو اتفتح والشركات ما قدروا يتواصلوا شغل بالعزم الاقتصادي اللي حصل و up to now هم لسه في البلان انه الشوارع بتشتغل غريبا ان شاء الله. بالنسبة للموضوع ذكر برضو الأخ concerning the crude oil لل-ARC فنحن كال-sub contractors كأنا بزاد الممثل بتاعت الشركات نحن أكثر من 214 شركة شغالة مع ARC في اتجاه غرب الاستوائية إقليم بحر غزال including المناطق الحدودية مع السودان باتجاه لاوين برضو في توريد. الشركات بذلوا مجهودهم وتيبوا بالمناسبة، عشان كده المواطنين بيشوفوا انه ARC ما شغال، لكن ARC شغال. السبب الرئيسي ده العزم اللي حصل في السودان يتعثر بالاقتصادنا كدولة، وثم يتعثر بالنفايات بتاعت ARC، ومن ARC يتعثر مع الشركات اللي عاملة في طرق الجسور. فده السبب الرئيسي. فنحن بنقول انه إشارة مهم جدا للشعب وللحكومة. إذا وقفوا الكرود ما في شركة بواصل شغل، البلد بيقطع، ما بيكون في خدمات إنسانية ضرورية بصل في إقليم بارغزال ولا في غرب الاستوائية ولا في شرق الاستوائية. فنحن كممثلين بتاعت الشركات العاملة في طرق الجسور بنقول إنه حكومة يعمل جدول، شهر يدفع للمرتبات وشهر يدفع للشركات عشان الشهر يمشي. شكرا.
شكرا.
Okay,
Yes,
my
your
last
message.
message. And I want to talk to ARC. When government approved the crude oil, let us make a reform of the contractors. And we appeal to the Parliament of South Sudan. When you cut that one, we are going to vote for you on Bantor Road. That's one. Two, let us think about security of the country. Without road to Barghazal, how do these people in the border and Sudan have a problem? How do we work in going to a window? Support the means of road, this thing, oil cannot be cut. But make a plan. How to do it? We don't want to be a continual country without something, and our age is going. I'm 52 years now. And in Parliament, how many years? You are bigger for me. Why we are going to leave to the young generation coming? No road, no school, no anything. Let us think when the RCB give the money back. It must have a member of the Parliament to oversee the money. They have a civil society to be a member and church. And ask to think how to reform the country from now. Accountability. The men of road to be put in the road, not to divert. This is my message to the people of South Sudan.
Thank you.
And my second message to our president and the rest. From Riang Machar, Taban Dengai, Rebecca Nyandeng, Adalbagi, whatever, what we need is peace. This one is expired tomorrow on day 22, the agreement. One next. That drop we are passing is supposed to be taken to the Parliament when? And why is scared? We need peace. All of you, our president. And blood people. No, I'm talking the peace of the people of South Sudan. Our women, we need to take rest. We don't need more war. We need peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Atem.
Yes.
Indeed, we need peace. Malish.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
My message goes to our people, especially the government and then our lawmakers. You see, contractors, a contractor is a very, very important entity. If you work hard and they kill a company, a shirika, you have done a big blow to South Sudan. And my prayer is that they need to support these contractors. You need to support this contractor because this contractor, they are creating job opportunity for our people. They are the engines for our private sector. So instead, if you see a contractor has done mistakes, what you have to do is to correct the contractor and allow them to stand again up, but not to just kill them off. Many people accuse the contractors that they are in briefcase. Yes, even myself here. You see me here, I started as one cell, half from my father, half from my mother. And today I'm billions of cells. So that's how everything started. A contractor can start with a briefcase and they become a bigger contractor. So we shouldn't despise small beginning. What is important is the intention of that contractor. If you start small, you need to be headed. You don't need to murder people who are starting. We need to have different stages of contracting. Those in the briefcase, those in the middle, those going higher. And then the industry is filled up from 0 to the biggest of all. So all of them in the association, we consider them very important. So it is our responsibility to see that everybody plays their own role. Let the government play their role well, and they ensure that the contractors are viable, and let the contractors behave well. When they misbehave, we make them sure they go through some discipline, they go some training, and they become the people and the contractor of choice that our nation needs. And also I want to say about, we are not the only South Sudan. There are foreigners who have joined us. There are certain foreigners who are better in terms of South Sudan than fellow South Sudanese I have seen. And we consider them as our members in the association, because their contribution to the country is really significant, helping us. So in the association, we are not all that pure and Junubi. There are certain foreigners whom we consider them to be even given our membership of our association, because of their intention, because of how they are committed, because of their support to our people that we have seen. So we are here for our membership, that they should be allowed to function. The oil for infrastructure should remain. Shouldn't be touched. Actually, we want it to be increased, so that the more it is increased, the quicker our roads will come out. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. And I'm grateful to have you today, and we'll hope to discuss more. I know Atem has a lot to say when it comes to government. He's a nyanya, so he'll have a lot to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dear listeners, we have come to the end of our program. Thank you so much for having followed this program. Of course, SNPC will bring you all the latest on what you want to know. Thank you very much. I have been with you, John Obek, and the team from Engineers of South Sudan Contractors Association. We say bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.